Welcome to Factorio Reverse Megabase. My name is Nilaus. This is episode 25 of our Let's Play campaign. And what a beautiful octagon there is. So thank you very much for all of the encouragement from the previous episode. And also I just, after being struggling with this for a couple of hours, then I was like, I'm going to share it with good old Reddit. And then it kind of blew up on Reddit. I don't know why. It was just like a really simple picture, but you know, that's very nice. So what I'm gonna do, and I think there was one person who suggested this, and I think that's a really good idea. Instead of going science, and then get all that up and running, then maybe alternate between some of the outside materials and the remaining science. So that's actually what I want to try to do today. And what I've been thinking of is how many exits can I have? And now that I think of it, I've forgotten that there are also entrances. But basically, if I could make sort of like entrance here. Like 1, 2 on the side and 1 on the middle here. And then I could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 exits or sort of outbound to some of those raw materials that we need to build. And the stuff that I want to make is 2 iron, 2 steel, 3 copper, 2 green, 2 red, and 1 plastic. And now you can count. Does that make sense? I don't know. Well, it does actually make sense. It's 12, and I think that's the right number. I think we have 1 here that requires plastic, and maybe no, I won't get any more. That's for the low density structures. That's actually 2 because we have 2 places to create low density structures. So we have 2 places that need plastic. So that's definitely a good idea. I do not have oil as a thing per se because it's kind of easy to get here and there. So I'll just figure that out at a later stage. But what I have done is I have meticulously found the middle of this line right between these two, and that's where we're going to go out. So let me see if I can remember how I did my exit here. Maybe I'll just do this one. I love this exit, and it makes so much sense. Oh, by the way, we are going to ditch some of these cheating ones because, well, I don't know. I think it's just fits better that we're using the normal ones. So I'm gonna get 900 of these. Boom. And we get the normal ones, and it's kind of taking a lot of our space. This one you go back to 100. Oops. Whatever. 100. And you also go 100. There. Get that out there. So we don't want to have that anywhere nearby. I'll keep this around. I don't want to keep this. Why do I have that? Alright, so how am I going to do this? That means this here is going to be the inbound one, so it's going to have to... Alright, I think these two are going to be exactly the same as that. Yeah, so that's a good enough start for now. And I'm going to take this one. And I don't think it... Is it going to be colliding? And yeah, newest version of Factorio has forced us to go through all of the tutorials. I tried to get some of them out. Okay, I do this. Okay, there. So yeah, let me understand how rails work. Thank you very much. I think I got it. That one. This is the... That does not seem like an inbound. Oh yeah, these 2 are inbounds. Yeah. These 2 are inbounds. So that goes here. And the other potential inbound is from this angle. Yep, not a big fan of the rail planner. I mean, it's a good idea. It's just not so easy to use. Look at that. I've never seen that before. That's definitely something new. I have never had these. Well, maybe because I don't do diagonal to diagonal very often. Wow, this is so much more difficult than I wanted it to be. There, and then this one goes drag, built by dragging. Thank you. That's what I need. That one. Okay, so, well, the only good thing, we only need to make one of these and then we can copy paste it from here. So again, with the signals, I'm going to remove these because they're simply too close. And I knew that I would have to remove some of these again. So let me just try to tilt my head so I can try to figure out how I'm supposed to do this. All right, I'm coming in from this side. And I am also, this one actually just should just be a normal signal because it only goes out there. Oh, hold on. Let me just be consistent. That one goes here. That's easy. This one can either go straight through, done, or it can go up here. And I'll just link it maybe there, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where this to be good. And it can then go in here and there. And if you want a quick rule for how I decided, basically the rule is there's a lot of people who say change signals on the way in and normal signals on the way out. Then these wouldn't be here. Then I'd have to do this one and then build one here and do that. And that actually wastes some space. What is much easier to say is that, or not easier, but you want to always use normal signals, but you can, oh my God, these are just annoying. Where's the button that says don't show these? Okay, I'm just, there's a setting for it, I'm sure of it. That one. You want to use normal signals, but you have to use a non-normal signal if the next block, so for example this one, if the block following is not big enough, then you must use a change signal. If the block following this one is not big enough to put a full train, then it must be a change signal. This one, if the block following is big enough to have a full train, then you should use a normal signal. That's way easier way of thinking it. It's so much easier if you think about it that way. And yeah, so now you go, now you know. All right, so that's these two lanes in. What I'm missing is these two lanes here. That's good, and that one goes through. That's okay, good. This one is here, and that one, and that one. And then this is out. So now we only need this part. That will be one lane up. That's already done. This one goes in. And it'll be like this and like that. And let me just look at up. We also have the option of this one going straight ahead, in which case it goes down here and out. It's fine. This one, copy paste it for another time. Whew. Okay. I don't exactly know. Oh, why are they so slow? I don't exactly know how, where, why, what I want to build here. Or how I want to build this, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't really know how big I want to build this, but I'll just build something out here, and then we'll try to figure it out from that location onwards. Yeah. So I think we'll do something like this. Yes, it's a single lane, and there are going to be very big trains, so that's going to be another challenge. What I'm actually thinking is that I don't think I want to build it right where I want to, because I don't know where I want to do it, because I don't know how big it's going to be. But I want to build a concept of how do I want to make this smelting. So let's assume this is iron smelting, and we're only doing this for sort of design purposes. So it's not the correct place, but by getting design purposes, we should be able to get some kind of idea about what we want. And this is where we start sort of brainstorming. So I definitely want to have many iron locations, right? Or many iron trains. The question is then, do I make one smelter per train and then I open close the trains based on their availability, whether they have full or not? I don't think so. First of all, we're just going to make like the standard. I'm pretty sure I have done that already. I'm absolutely 100% sure I have that. So that should be in my pastebin. So just wait a second. And we now have the blueprint loaded from my masterclass. So if you want it, you can just get it from my masterclass. I'm going to just stamp it down and just have a look at what it looks like. And we can just review it. And this will also be sort of the building block for consideration of how we're going to do the smelters. So this one is... let me just get this part, and it'll say no recipes because none of these have anything there. But what it does is it outputs exactly 45 per second, and therefore it takes inbound 45 divided by 1.2. It takes in 37.5. Now, when it comes to trains, let's say I want 5 trains loaded. Let's say 4 trains loaded at the same time. Then the question is, how many blue belts do I want to go into each train? Because you kind of have different options. You can either make like a gigantic smelter that goes, let's say, 32 by 32 setup, a balancer 32 by 32, so we get 32 lanes of these out here, and then it goes into a balancer, goes into 32 lanes, and then each lane, let's say 4 lanes go into one train, and that means you can have 8 trains being loaded at the same time, but every train can only be loaded with the speed of 4 wagons. That's that's one way. The other way is that you dedicate smelters for trains. So for example, I would take, how about maybe just taking 4 of these things? So you build a dedicated 4 of these things, and they will go into one train. That means they will get their own inbounds, they'll get their own outbounds, and then when the train station is loaded enough, then it can go up. Because remember, this has to split into 16. There are 16 wagons, and could just be at 4 to 8. So I think I want to load each train with 8 lanes. That seems good, right? Let's just go back to our calculator and just get a sense of how much we need. We need a total of 1,200. I'm going to just call it 1,200. No, it's 1,700. Okay, 1,700 per second. Let's have a look at math-wise. 1,700 divided by 45. That means we need 38 lanes. Let's go to be 40, right? So 40, that could be 8 lanes. That means 5 trains of 8 being there. But I also should have 2 places. So maybe I take 4 lanes. Maybe make each of those like 32 lanes or something. I mean, the problem is 16 lanes is not enough. Well, let's see in this loader here what kind of big things we have here. And that is a 11 to 10. Wow, that's weird. 12 to 12, 16 to 16. That's enticing. 32 to 32. I like that. What? Oh, that's this size. 64, 61, not gonna happen. And that's just silly. Yellow assemblers, I am going to use this one. I want to make a balancer of 32 to 32. So I'm going to build a station that can take 30. Did I want that to do that? I want to build a station that can take 32 inbound. So I need 32 lanes of this. And then before that, I need a lot of belts. And after that, I need a lot of belts. So I'm going to build the whole thing. Probably not there because that's kind of too close. But we're going to just make a bit more room for ourselves by just making this one here. That one. This is only 8. And that is a mere 16. That is honestly not a lot of space. This doesn't really take a lot of space, to be honest. Yeah, right? I mean, all this, just 32 lanes. Easy peasy. And I will do... we'll just scroll through it. I guess that's an option. Ah, that's the 32 by 32. And I kind of have to figure out where the middle is. That's number 8. So the question is... Oops. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well, I'm just, instead of doing anything else, anything silly, then I'm just going to continue to here. That is 8. Okay, so these 8 will be... And it's closer to that side, so it's this place, right? And... Okay, that's belt laying. Yes, please give me belt tips. Please tell me how to lay down belts. All right, let's jump forward until this one is done. Okay, so what I've done now is try to make it like this, and I don't know if I'm happy. So I did talk about 32, but now I'm looking at 16. Oh, thank you for just giving me a tip on circuit network. That's exactly what I need. I know that I could go into settings and find it, but I think it's more fun to be told how to do circuit networks by Factorio. Yes, so we're going to be enjoying that as it comes along. So the question is now, if I look at it, what is better to have one with 32 or two with 16? And I honestly think that two with 16 looks better. The one thing that we have to think about is like, how do we get trains inbound? So that should probably be the next thing we want to talk about, or just look at least. I want to build it outside the blueprint, so if I decide to take it out as a blueprint, I don't accidentally get these with us. So that's that's going to be the next thing. So how would we want to have the trains? How big are the trains going to be? I don't think I want, so for example, this one has 120, 25, 29. This is a pretty decent location, and if I just look at it, well, the thing is that I wanted to do direct loading, right? Okay, yeah, direct train loading, as I've done once before, and I absolutely love. So basically you have trains here, and you just load directly in here with some appropriate blueprint, and super nice, and it works, and it's pretty damn awesome. But in this case, you can see the problem is that I have, in this case, only 7 wagons, and that's just not enough. So I can't take these small, minute things. They have a lot of materials in it, but they are very compact. They're very high density, which isn't actually super practical, because as we need to get things out, it could be, yeah, with this kind of mining productivity, it doesn't take many miners to actually get a full, there you go. Does that even work with when it's not powered? This one, rate 10. I don't even know if that works without power. Does that seem to be the case? Maybe. And I need to figure out how big the trains are going to be. I could actually have a train network that is somewhere out here that would be operating with 128 trains, or 181 trains. And if I did that with 181 trains, I think I could get some interesting things as well. I could have more trains, but is more trains better? I don't think so. Let's look at a station. So also, because if these stations, you know what, I can have stations along the other edge this way. Rail goes planner, no thank you. And I'm gonna make a station. So all of this is basically more trial and error than it is actually sort of finalized, designed, but we hopefully get to something that we can get a good sense of. And what do we have? We have a loader of 16. That's an unloader. That's a loader. That's a loader. Yes, that's a loader of 16. So I'll just take this part. How did I not get there? And obviously it's not a loader, it's an unloader I'm looking for. But at least we have the right size, and that's kind of what matters right now. And that one is, oops. We'll just assume that's correct. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the middle. It kind of is. So if I have several of these trains and they now need to unload, what is the best way to unload one of these trains so that that this one is gonna... Damn it, it's on the bottom. It has to be on the bottom side. All right, I'm still gonna build it. And no, I'm not. I'm gonna take it out like this. And build it somewhere down here, just for a sense of logic. How many train, or how many belts do we think would be reasonable to get out of this train? I would say 8 belts would be fine. And then that means I only have like 2 of these active at any one time. That's also sounding a bit weird, doesn't it? Like only having 2 inbound stations for all of this. What if I have 4 inbound stations? Then they only need to take 4 each. I like that idea. And this one up here is throughput limited. So let's build one. And then basically look at how I would do it. So this is going to be the first, and it's going to be this kind of unloader. There. There. That one. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay, so this is unloading, and now I have 8 lanes. These are not full belts, by the way. I could make each one full belt, but I don't really want that, to be honest. What I do want is actually to take these in here and then combine it. Let's do this and do... Okay. Look at your hands doing that. There. There. Now basically, if I have multiple of these, the idea would be that they would sort of merge at slightly different locations, so that if I do this thing, just pull it straight down, they would, for example, be here and then go up. And then I'm also kind of having to align, I don't have to, but aligning it towards our grid is irrelevant, but I could do it. I don't want to do it like that. It'll have to be something. This would be the optimal location, right? Let's see how that fits with... Which one did I take? I took... Don't know which one to take. Let me just see one of those I like. The newer ones are the ones that are most robust. This is the most robust way of doing it. So let me just check this one and then see how that fits. Good. And that's perfect. This is exactly how I wanted it. Okay. Should they then be... I'll take this out. And I'll take this one here. So they're this far apart. They could definitely be closer, but then again, space is not a concern, I think. Flip. That one. Yeah. Actually, no. What I want to do is now take the next one. That'll be here. That one as well. Yes. And the next one. That goes on the side, because then it can actually go here. Now it'll go up And there. Up, up. And what I then have is now 4 lanes next to each other, coming in from 4 different trains, feeding in here. Let me think, is that correct? No, it's not correct. Why is it not correct? Because as soon as the train leaves, the next one that comes in is not going to have any buffer. And that means it's going to run out. So I do need to build a buffer here. That's going to be tricky for this one. That means it needs to go 2 out. There. Insertion limits. Perfect. I probably should check this out and just maybe go through it and see if limiting chests. Oh, I mean, I think these are pretty cool. I maybe just don't think it's for me. Maybe. Just maybe not for me. And then the question becomes, can this one even reach? No, it cannot. Alright, so it has to be... Can this one reach up here? Yes. So I get, again, a bit of a difference here. There might be better ways to do this. There might be. But I like this, and it looks good. And if you build a big build, I always have a tendency to make it cramped. So I'm now putting an extra effort into making it uncramped. Uncramped. Crap. Yeah, so I do this, but no rails and no, none of these. Yes. Yes. I just knew it. I just knew that one of them would be messed up because of that one. Well, it is what it is. There. I think it's gonna look good, and I think I'll also take this out. Damn it. The whole point of this design here, well, not the whole point, but some of the point was also that it would sort of give us leeway in case of this. And what is really important about this is that... is that it alternates. So even though we think that it's throughput limited, okay, this is a thing that I've now seen a number of times. All right, let's do that. And now this is ready, and I'm gonna just see if we can hook the whole thing up. We don't have time to do loading right now, but I think it's gonna be interesting if I could just give the whole thing a spin and see if I can do it. And this one, I'll do these two. Oh, it doesn't work. So I need to do my trains. I need to do, let's add some fake trains. Okay, so we built the trains. I need this to be wired up. So again, we're going to do some shortcuts here. Okay, that is a stupid shortcut. Just build the damn thing here and just build the power lines as you need to. There. And up here, I'm just going to get some leeway here. But aside from this, also just kill whatever I have. Destroy it. So. Okay, so all of this is done. All of this is done. I am just going to fire up this part, and then we'll see if it works. And remember, this is iron ore. And now let's enjoy the belt filling up and just see if we can see any errors here. spreading out. And this is fully condensed. It looks good. I really like it because there's actually quite a nice space between it. And we start seeing outbounds. Let me see if I can sneak my way through this. And we get the very first out, and we want to see if we get to the point where we have 16 full lanes out, because if we do, then all it takes is just build another one next to it. We of course still need to do the loading part, which is going to be, I'm not going to say more difficult, but it'll just take a bit of time to do that. You can see now there's a small gap here and there, but as we move further, there'll be no gaps anymore. No gaps at all. And when we have full gaps, I said no gaps at all. Did you not get the memo? I will not accept any gaps anywhere. It takes a while to stabilize, but when it's stable, it's going to be full. And here we have it, full lanes here. So this is the build, and this is how we're going to sort of make modules like this. I think we can definitely compress it a bit, and that's some of the things that we have to do. Like, see if we can compress it, getting a bit closer, because right now it does take up, it takes a bit of space, but not much actually. And if we look at it, and then we also have out on the other side, we're going to have some outbound trains. These inbound trains are actually, they're not bad. I don't know how we are going to load these trains though, because, well, I can do whatever splitter, however many belts I can get out, and I can do that to 8, and then 8 each one goes into 2. So that should be fine. We'll try to do that. What we're going to work on is we're going to continue to work on this one until we have like a template that's going to be 4 trains in, 4 trains out, and then we're going to double it and see how that looks when it's double. Once that's there, we're going to sort of figure out where we want to place it, and then when we have it placed, then we know this is how we're going to do iron and copper, and that's going to be basically a template for iron and copper. And I think templating things like this is incredibly important. So this is only 16, and remember we needed 38 lanes of this. So I don't really like building 38. I can basically make 3 of these, I guess. That would be closer. 16 to 48, so that could do 48. That's probably a good way to do it. Yeah, so anyway, we are going to wrap this one up here. I hope you you like this kind of change of pace, and that we're now sort of putting the things together. Right now it's just a test, but at the after we're done with the test, we'll actually be implementing it. So if you have any ideas on how to improve this, be sure to let me know, but please don't give me advanced designs in YouTube comments. If you have some good ideas for designs, please head over to the Discord, because then you can attach screenshots or blueprints and that kind of thing. And I'll try to look at as much as I can before I record the next episode. So thank you very much for watching. If you are new around here, consider subscribing if you feel that this is something you might want to come back to. And for all of you who are already subscribed, thank you very much for subscribing. And I will see all of you in the next episode. Until then, take care and stay effective.